Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Believe Call In Show. I believe this is call in show number 37. So we are powering forward to that magic number 50. I think we're going to have to do something special for that one. To kick us off tonight, let me know in the comments wherever you're watching this because we are actually streaming this tonight to Facebook, YouTube, and I believe Twitter. So, depending where you're watching from, comment and let me know because I'm always very interested to see how people are consuming the show. That's very, very important to, I guess, putting it into the right places. So, where was I going? It's starting off strong. So guys, the call-in number is below. So the number is 0730403096. And if this is your first time coming to the live show, welcome. My name's Cade. I'm the host of the show. I'm also the host of the Believe Paranormal and UFO podcast. It's a podcast where I interview people who have had encounters with the strange, the unusual, and the unexplainable. And I let the person come onto the show really share their side of the story. And basically, we just have a lovely little discussion about what happened to them. So if you're into that, if you love spooky stories, if you love stories of the unusual, I think you'll really dig this podcast. So if this is your first time, go check it out. I'll really love for you to, join the Believe family, which would be fantastic. So, uh, guys, this is, I remember what I was going to say. So, yeah, we're heading towards show number 50 very, very soon. And, that's really only a couple of months away. So, if you have any suggestions for what we should do for episode 50, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. So, just a couple of things I kind of want to get off the bat really early tonight. So the show goes for 1 hour. 1 hour is locked in. So if your first time here and you want to kind of share an encounter, get in early because the phone lines usually started about I don't know, 15, 20 minutes into the call show. They are live now, but we kind of get a lot of people calling up towards the end. So if you do want to call in, now's a perfect chance. Start it off early and you'll be guaranteed to call in. So I want to organize a catch up for everyone in the F&Q region. So let me know where you're from. If you're watching this live, let me know where you are because I would love to do a catch up, maybe even a live show, something like that. And maybe if we get a fair few people on board, we can maybe do this. So if you are interested in that, let me know. I'm very keen to catch up for people with people, even if it's just to you know say good day, have a beer or 500, um, or just whatever. It's whatever you're comfortable doing. We can hang out and chill. So, I'm looking at doing that. So, also if you're in Cairns and you do CE5, let me know. I want to I need an in. I need an into the group. So, I'm very interested in checking that out, because Gary from AYR has been on my case about giving it a go, and I really do want to do it. So, if you are from Cairns and you do CE5, let me know. Shoot me a message. I'd love to connect with you and learn a little bit more about that. The second big thing that I kind of want to reveal, kind of affects the North Queensland region as well, is I'm actually looking at doing my own documentary. Hot scoop right here. So if you're in the anywhere from maybe Mackay upwards, obviously we can we can kind of travel anywhere. But if you're in that kind of region and you've had an unusual encounter, be that with a ghost, be that with the paranormal of any kind, be that with a yowie, or a UFO, I would love to hear from you because I kind of want to do a bit of a video version of the podcast that I already do. And I think people would really, really love that. So if you're interested in that, absolutely get in contact with me because I will get in contact with you right away. I will reply like that. Because yeah, I'm very, very interested in that. Um, So yes, if you have, let me know. I just see a couple of comments in here just saying yes. I have a ghost. Yes, cool. So Catherine, hit me up. I'd love to chat with you. And UFOs, fantastic. That's what I like to hear. People who have had multiple encounters because I think that it's all connected. So yeah, let me know if you are interested because we can get chatting. So, guys, if you have any questions or anything like that, I can take your questions. I can put them up on the screen, which is kind of cool. So, if you do have any questions or anything like that, let me know. Ask them away. I'll try and get to them. If there's no calls, questions are great because I'm really hopeless at filling dead air. um, but yeah, let me know what you think. I heard a really, really interesting podcast today. And I don't know if anyone else listens to it. I'm sure they do because you do because it's absolutely massive. It's called the oh my gosh, it's is it the Conspiracy Theories podcast by Parcast. And anyway, one of the episodes that they did, and this is a really interesting theory, is that they did a whole episode on the moon being hollow. And it just kind of blew my mind a little bit because I've heard like little bits and pieces here, but they actually put together a really compelling argument for the fact that, hey, the moon might be hollow, but it may not. So if you don't listen to those types of podcasts, definitely go check them out because they're really cool and they kind of give you these. They're incredibly scripted, but they do give you some really interesting topics and viewpoints because they're really well researched too. So, if you are into that, check it out. So, Michael Lane said that I heard the moon rings like about 100%. Yeah, this is exactly what the whole episode was kind of about. Like when the Apollo missions went there, when the lunar modules left the moon, they dropped obviously a bit of it behind, and apparently the moon rang like a bell for about half an hour. Really cool, really creepy too, because it also goes into this whole theory and conspiracy theory, of course, that there's bases on the moon. There's like ancient craft that are on the moon that look to be, incredibly old, but NASA is apparently hiding these, or they're, you know, just kind of smudging them away. So apparently, apparently that's a thing, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. If you think the moon is hollow, if there's you know, do you think there's bases on the moon? Do you think there's old bases on the moon? It also raised a really interesting theory that the moon hasn't always been there. Like it apparently could be something that was brought to our gravitational pull because apparently there's a lot of a too many similarities to make it kind of possible that it just happened like that. So I'm fully going to dive in deep on this. When I say dive in deep, I'm going to read like 3 articles. But yeah, I thought it was really really cool. So Tracy Lee says, "Why is that NASA only went to the moon once?" That's my question. No, they went to the moon like a ton of times. I think they went like 7 times. I could be wrong on that, but they did. They did go a lot to the moon. Apparently, public interest just kind of waned out, and they couldn't really get the funding for it. So, yeah, I thought that was. But I'm with you. I reckon something was there that kind of scared them away. You don't go back for a reason. All right, guys, I'm going to go to the comments here. So if you do have any questions or anything like that. Michael Lane says, watch Moonfall. So I would presume that's a movie. I'll go check it out. Talking about movies, Attila and Don, we're all going to catch up again very, very soon. So I'm going to put some documentary options out to you guys, and we're going to do another review. Let me know what you guys think of that. Like, do you enjoy episodes like that? Because if you do, we might do them a little bit more often. If you don't, let me know too, because I am open to all options on that. So Shane, big supporter of the show, has said, I heard aliens threatened them, so they had to stop going to the moon. You know what? I like that idea. Um, yeah, so who knows? Who knows? Maybe. I'd love to get someone else's thoughts on that because I reckon there's a fair bit that's kind of gone on with those moon missions that we don't really know about. So I just noticed a comment here. So this is really going to timestamp this episode for anyone listening to this on Believe Plus in the future. But Glenn Kilmartin says, big week in the skies next week. Blood moon on the 12th and meteor shower on the 13th. And Saturn really close to the moon on the 14th. Wow. This is going to be a massive coincidence, but I believe I'm releasing an episode next week called The Blood Moon UFO. Totally not planned. But that's great if that's the case. And it's a cracking episode. Holy moly. Believe Plus members, you've already got that. You've had that for weeks. Let me know what you think of that. Don't spoil it, of course, but it's yeah, it's it's a good one. It really creeped me out. So there's I feel like I've got some pretty thick skin, some tough skin when it comes to this now, but that one was creepy. Yeah, it's well, blood moon synchronicity, absolutely, and I'm all for it. That means it's just going to be a cracker episode. So you guys will love it, hopefully. All right. People act strange during a full moon. I don't, I think there is something to this. I don't sleep as well. Like I always have a terrible, like weak sleep when it's the full moon. And I don't know why. Like maybe it has something to do with like just a primal instinct within humans that maybe they were in danger more when there was a full moon. Like you weren't fully covered by the night. But I don't know. For me, I always just have really, really bad sleeps whenever there is a full moon. So I don't know if I'm the only one. Let me know if you have that. I'll be really interested to hear. So it is. Let's go up here. Let's go up here. So Stephen Bootman says Apollo 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17 all landed. Yeah, there is a fair few. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's a lot of people to go on a moon. Apparently, take this with a massive grain of salt. Apparently, all the way up to Apollo 20 landed on the moon. Take what you want from that. I don't know. So Michelle says, I can't sleep on full moons. There's too much light that comes through the windows, skylights, etc. Yeah, no, I sleep in a really like pitch black room. So I reckon there's more to it. I reckon there's more. Helen says, South Korea is going to the moon right now. Is that so? Huh. I wonder how trustworthy that would be. Like South Korea, they know North Korea. So, they've got a lot more credibility to them. That's really interesting. I did not know that. I'm going to look more into that. Hmm. So, yeah, I'm definitely going into that. Some people are saying that they can't hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know because yeah, I think some people can. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Like, can you hear me right now? That would be okay. This is funny. Paul Haywood says that must be your man, period, Cade. Very funny. Love it. Love it. Okay, people can hear me. So whoever's in that group chat saying they can't hear me, that's your problem. You got to fix whatever you're listening to me on. because I can't do that for you. So everyone's saying yes, they can hear me. Absolutely. So yeah, very cool. So apparently, yeah, Korea with SpaceX's help. Ah, very cool. That is awesome. I'm really excited about SpaceX. I think it is the coolest thing in the world. I cannot wait for Elon Musk to be the king of Mars. To be honest, I think he is just the ultimate troll on the internet. He has all the money in the world to do whatever he wants, and he does. And I think that's so cool. And it's really cool that we're getting like a private enterprise doing this rather than relying on the government and all the red tape that kind of goes along with that. I think it's really cool that he is taking the initiative to make these next steps for essentially the human race to move forward in whatever capacity this new space race is going to be, because I'm surprised we haven't entered a new space race, to be honest. It just kind of seems like the next step for the humans to essentially evolve. Like, who knows what we could do on different planets. It'd be great. And I'm not saying it's like a bloody Superman thing, the yellow suns give us superpowers. Imagine that. That'd be pretty cool though. What would your superpower be? Mine would be surviving off the 4 to 5 hours sleep I get a night. That would be my superpower. Very good. Okay, so Kyle says, with Yowie seemingly being caretakers of the bush, and from what I hear, not big fans of us humans and our destructive ways, do they think they will one day step out and say, stop it, or we will F you all up? No, I don't think that. I don't think that at all, to be honest. Yeah, look, I don't know. Like, I feel like comments like this can be like so easily one sided too. It's kind of like, what if there's like a Sassy the Sasquatch out there? Like, I don't know if any of you guys watch the Big Glaze show. Hilarious. It's Australian culture down to a T. Um, but who knows? Like, it's so. I think the spectrum is like just so wide on like how you can take that whole, what do Yowies think of us? What do they hate us? Do they like us? Maybe they're completely impartial and we're just like an obstacle in their way for whatever they're doing in the day. Yeah, it's Tracy says loving Elon Musk and all he does. Yeah, he's a legend. Yeah, but I don't know. Like maybe not. I don't ever think there's going to be like a war of the Yowies, like the Great Emu War. I don't think there's going to be a great Yowie war, but I'm all for it. I'm all for it, most definitely. If you're gonna come out, do it properly. But yeah, I don't think they'll be too much. Tim Couch, love the Big Glaze show. Sassy, so good, so good. I think it is fantastic. So let's go up here. Rick Terry, hearing lots of Dogman stories here in Australia and America at the moment. I think I'll pass that encounter. Don't blame me. Dogman it's a scary beast, and I do not like the I don't like it at all. Great to talk to people who have had those encounters, but would never want one of those encounters in my life. You know, you're seeing a bloody werewolf, and I've spoken to enough people to know that these things are out there. Very close, like very close friends of mine have had encounters with this thing. So, yeah, these things are out there, and I do hear that there is more people talking about these encounters. This is actually a really good like little segue, because someone actually posted about this in the Yowie Central Facebook group. Go subscribe to Sarah's podcast if you don't already. She does an absolutely fantastic job, and she's a legend. But the question that was kind of raised in there was like, are more people seeing the dog man, or like more people kind of making it up? And it's probably a bit of both, to be honest, because you want to believe absolutely everyone who says to you, "Oh, I've seen this," but you'll if you believe everything, you'll believe nothing. So the I think more people are kind of seeing these things. It's I'm very much a believer of like you can kind of construct your own reality in a sense. And, you know, in saying that, you can kind of really think there's a couple of ways. Like I don't fully mean the woo, like I'm wishing things into an existence, but I do think the human mind can trick you. And that's not to say, if hypothetically you encountered a dog man, but there's no reason to say that you encountered a yowie, but your mind made it a dog man, because the terror of that situation just can be incredibly overwhelming in that sense. So and it could just be that shows like mine, shows like Sarah's genuinely just raising a little bit more awareness around this type of entity or creature or whatever it is, because it is genuinely so incredibly difficult to talk about this type of stuff to anyone. But when you start hearing about it a little bit more on shows like ours, it starts to open that discussion up a little bit more, because it's hard enough to say, hey, guess what, I saw a yowie, and people are like, oh shit, you're high, you're drunk, whatever. Imagine if you went out there and said, oh hey, I saw a dog man. Like it's too much for some people. It's too hard, and I totally get that. So I think there's a lot of stuff that kind of goes on to why we're seeing more of it. But yeah, I think one of the big things is that there's just a little bit more awareness around it, and that would be one of those reasons. So yeah, great question though. Thank you so much for asking. I'm hearing bangs in the office here, and I don't know what that is. I'm alone in this big, big office all by myself, and I always joke it's haunted. So let's find out. If you see anything going on in the background, let me know. Also, I really hope it's not anyone breaking into my car. That would suck. All right. Is Dogman half human? Who knows? Who knows? It's I don't know. It could be all dog, and it's just built different. Who knows? It's to be honest, I think it's more paranormal than anything. But that's just my opinion, and my opinion doesn't mean anything. LOL, the ghost banging having a good time. This actually makes me think of a TV show that I absolutely adore, and it's so weird, it's so mind bending. Doom Patrol. I'm a massive nerd. Like I'm the biggest nerd that you'll ever see when it comes to like comic books and pop culture and stuff like that. Honestly, you probably wouldn't find anyone more of a nerd than me. And anyway, there's Doom Patrol. So weird. Anyway, it very much goes into the world of paranormal and stuff like that. And when you say ghost banging, like there's legitimately ghost banging in that TV show. It's it is quite a sight. Go check it out. All right, let's go down here. So yeah, again, is Dogman prominent in Australia? So yeah, just kind of leaning back on that question that I kind of answered already. It's I think it's coming more common, just for multiple reasons there. So let's go down here. Could be the group cursing Cade. Imagine that. Imagine that. Like, what would you do if you had a curse put on you? Just live with it, I guess, wouldn't you? Okay. We have a call coming in. I'm just going to get them on the air. Caller, what's your name and where you from?
Hi, my name's Karen. Thanks for having me on.
No, thank you,
I've been
Karen.
wanting to ring for a great show. I've been wanting to call for a long time, but I'm too scared.
Oh, well, now
my kids
your
are at me.
chance.
My kids are at me to sort of tell these stories. Now, it started with the UFO. I have UFO experience.
Okay.
I've got Yowie experience, and I'm a working medium.
Oh, you've got the Holy Trinity. You've got the Holy Trinity. Good stuff.
My sons and myself seem to attract Yowies to it.
Really?
So every time we go camping, we just seem to, we're a magnet to them.
Okay,
It
lay it
doesn't
on
matter
me.
where we go.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So what happens?
Well, what would you like? The yowie?
Let's start with the yowie.
Okay, so the first time I encountered a yowie was way back in the 90s. I'm in Victoria, up the back of Locola, and it was just my husband at the time and myself. We'd gone in there, Australia Day, long weekend, and the whole time driving in there, it's a beautiful spot. Of course, it takes a couple of hours to get in there. Loose cattle everywhere, and it was a bit of wind in the morning and what have you. Got down to the camp, set up camp, very noisy in the bush. And the two of us are just sort of, there was loose cattle.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And the interesting thing, and you hear this with stories a lot of times, is I was having a great day. My partner was getting angry.
Really?
And he was he was getting angry. And I was just sitting back, relaxing. And he was really angry, and he's saying, there's someone out in the bush. And I'm just sort of, well, we saw cattle, it's windy. But he kept getting there, binoculars, looking up, because we're in the bottom of a valley, looking with the binoculars up the side of the hills, even to the point he yelled out, come on, guys, enough.
Wow.
We're here, come down and have a beer with us. And he was really anxious, and he was just getting angrier and angrier as the day progressed. And I was fine. But it wasn't until, because we're in a valley, early dinner, and the cool air was just starting to come in. So I went into the tent, and there was this thud on the tent. And he just got there and he says, out, come on out. And sort of, I'm just getting to jump in. He goes, no, get out now. So I come out of the tent, and here's this, I'd say, halfway between a soccer ball and a baseball, roughly in size, massive rock at his feet. And he says, that just landed on the tent.
You're joking.
No. And it was quite a large tent. I was up the other end, but it was right beside him where he was standing near the door, landed on the tent, and then rolled down to his feet.
Wow,
And as he said, if that had have hit him, would have knocked him out.
Oh, could have killed
got him in the head.
Could have killed him, absolutely.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of, the reality hit me as sort of, what on earth? And then I'm flashing back because he's been looking up with the binoculars all day, and I'm thinking, what on earth is this? At this stage, I'd seen, the Patterson-Gilman film, and I believed in them because I've seen so many weird things all my life, but I never actually thought of them in Australia.
Oh, really?
But at that moment, yeah. But at the time, I'm still not knowing where's this rock coming from. And we're right on this twilight by this stage, and he's sort of, come on, get in the car. And he's sort of looking around, and he's going, look at all these rocks. Where have these come from? Where are all these sticks, large sticks and things? And I'm thinking, well, it's been a bit windy. And, we're starting to put two and two together that maybe there's a bit more going on, because we'd been out for a drive during the afternoon and come back. But we hadn't sort of noticed it. It wasn't until the rock hit the tent that we started to look around, and there's debris everywhere. Anyway, it's dark, and he's going, no, something's not right. So he jumped. He's actually in the four-wheel drive now, and he's turned on the spotlights, trying to get a better vision, because we're on twilight, and he's trying to move the car around to actually use the spotlights to look up on the cliff side, because we're beside a river, and it's quite high up on the other side of the river. Couldn't see anything, but it's still that awkward time of light. And then he gets out of the car. He's totally stressed out, and I'm a little scared, but I've got my wits about me. Anyway, we're walking around he's tried to see with the spotlight, the light's not right, so we're walking around the camp just to sort of see what else has been going on. All around the back of the tent, rocks everywhere. Now, we hadn't been there all afternoon. We weren't there. Anyway, at this stage, because we're in a valley, it's getting dark really quick, and we decide, no, about half a kilometre before us, there was another campsite, and they had kids.
Yeah.
And we're sort of, no, this isn't right. So we jumped in the car and we thought, let's go talk to them, and let's just get out of the campsite. We'll calm down, talk to these people. We go talk to these people. We're concerned they had 3 young kids. He's thinking we're on something and starts yelling at us to get out of the campsite. Leave us alone. You're talking. Yeah. Anyway, we go back to the campsite. By this stage, it's now dark. We get back to the campsite. The chairs are tipped up. The tent's been ripped open. All the cookingware stuff it's just all moved around. We have one of those swing barbecue where you put the stick down and you've got the plates that swing around.
Yep.
That had been ripped out of the ground. Now, just from us, when we got back there, that is when my fear really kicked in. There was a small track just beside where we were camped that went down to the river, and both of us just sort of, don't go down there. Don't go down. We just knew something was wrong.
Really?
So we just, no, we're not doing anything. So we weren't going down there, sorry. So it's just the decision, right, let's pack everything up. So we literally just dropped the tent, threw all the pots and pans, everything, and just threw it in the back of the cruiser.
Wow.
And so we've just gathered, I don't know what we left behind, but we just chucked it in the car, locked it all up, jumped in, and he said, no, something's here. We've got to see it. So all the spotlights on, and we're back and shuffling all the time, trying to look up on the side of the mountain. And that was when he's pulled up, he's backed up, and you could see this. It was a massive tree stump. That's the best way I can describe it. It was just a solid mass.
Yeah, right.
And he's sort of there. Was that there before? I'm going, I'm not sure. I can't really tell in the dark, and the two of us are backward and forward. Then the thing blinked.
Oh, that would have pushed you over the edge.
Yeah. Couldn't tell if where the arm started, where the head, it was just you could just see this mass.
Yep.
That's all I can say. And it blinked. That was it. We were out of there that fast. It wasn't funny.
Wow.
But as we're going up the hill, we're sort of thinking, because when we come back and we're starting to pack the tent up, we've got noises both sides of us now. So there was definitely more than one.
Yeah.
It's like, you hear Dean Harrison say, when there's one, there's more.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is what I realise now. Yeah, it's exactly. I would say there was definitely 2 there when we come back from the other person's campsite, and everything was all over our place because we were hearing noises over the other side of the river and to the other side of our campsite as well. Yeah. Now, the interesting thing was, when we got home, the next day, we just drove all night. Next day, we pulled it all out. The zip was destroyed, but there was all this greasy stuff.
Oh.
When I think about it now, I believe it was these hands, their hands, sort of a greasy, dirty, to pull their zip apart or to rip the tent open.
Yeah, right.
I couldn't see a handprint, but I remember looking at that thinking, that's sort of like how you get oily hands at times?
Yeah.
It was that sort of greasy oil, but you couldn't see a print or anything on it, like a handprint.
Yeah, like it was just kind of smeared everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this residue.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, so that happened many years ago, and then it was a matter of, looked into it and sort of, who throws rocks? Okay, Yowies. Oh, okay. Then I'll find out people have seen footprints not far from there in one of the rivers. Yeah.
So it's a bit of a hotspot there.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah, wow.
All the way up. That's my first story.
Yeah, I do. You are like an interesting person because I've always I've always wanted to talk to like a medium or something like that. And I actually asked a friend of mine this kind of question before, who is a medium. She couldn't really give me an answer, but you've been in this situation with a Yowie. And I always wondered if people who have medium like powers are able to sense or not communicate, but feel the Yowie there.
Well, when I go camping, there was another time I went camping in Dargo. It was just my son and myself. We went deliberately up there to do a bit of investigation, and we found some crosses and things like that, and looked like a bed up at the back of Dargo. Now, the particular night, both of us that night, our dreams were, they were very vivid, but I also remember clearly a male voice. Never saw anything, but in the dream, I kept having this male voice saying, "Come to us, come to us." And of course, I wasn't quite ready for it. So a couple of times I woke up, but I went back into sleep state and I'd have it again. This voice would say, "Come to us." And, you know, after I'd gone back to sleep a couple of times and I'd had that experience, I was getting used to it. And I got a little bit of a message of, we're here to protect the bush. I can understand, you know, people get there and say, oh, it's this psychic connection and everything with Yowies. There is a connection. I'm not saying they're all hairy-fairy.
No,
I'm saying they're obviously got that dimension, I believe, their sixth sense.
Yeah.
And they can communicate with us. They're also, I believe, flesh and blood, and they'll rip your arms off if you're in their territory.
I agree with you on that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You know, but
I do have to ask you a question here, Karen, because I always find this like this is a burning question I always have. So, you know, like you said it was kind of like a dream, but it also kind of like sounds a little bit like mind speak. But when you heard this, like, was it in plain English, or was it kind of like a sound that was like trying to sound like English?
Trying to sound like English.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there was an aspect of me that obviously understood it at the same time.
Yeah, it's always a bit that I just find so fascinating when it comes to it. So, Karen, I'd love to hear about your UFO encounter.
Oh, okay. The big one that happened to us was, we're actually living in Mildura at the time, and I'd just been to a mediumship workshop.
Okay.
And we'd just done a healing group, and my kids were come as well. Anyway, it's about midnight, time to head home. So I've got 3 kids, and we're just cruising along the back roads behind Irimple, because I used to live at Redcliffs. So the workshop was in Mildura, had to go through Irimple to get to Redcliffs in Victoria. And we're on the back roads, just going through the Market Garden Way, through there, but, you know, get away from all the traffic. And one of my kids mentioned to me, "Can you see those lights, Mum?" And there's these 3 lights, as clear as anything. And my son noticed them, so we're all trying to see them. One of the kids couldn't see them, but they're going, "I'm feeling really sick." And I'm sort of seeing these lights were actually coming closer to us. And I'm saying to my kid at this stage, "It's all right. If you're going to be sick, just, you know, into your jumper or something like that." Because in amongst all of that, my son says, "There's these lights. I've got another child saying I'm feeling sick, and I've got a voice in my head saying, 'Protect yourself and move.'"
Oh, geez, I just got chills, Karen.
Yeah, I'm getting chills again.
Bloody hell.
So I took off. That was it. I took off. These 3 lights were coming to us, and they got that close. They were 3 discs, probably about 15 foot in diameter. And it was like they were heading straight for me. And I'm thinking, how do I shut myself down? How do we block ourselves off psychically so they can't see us? And so I'm going like that and I'm still driving. And all of a sudden they come, they're travelling at incredible speeds. I really don't know how we did not come off the road this night.
Wow.
That all three of them come at us. They were close enough because I could tell they were 15 foot in diameter. And then all of a sudden, a voice in my head said, "You're safe." And they were probably, I'm just trying to think, probably about 20 metres in front of the car. That's how close they come, down to the road level, and then they just shot straight up into the sky.
Bloody hell, Karen. Chills again.
Yeah, and
That
I'm
is
still,
insane.
yeah, I'm flying. And along that back road, it's a particular roundabout. And it was funny because the next day I said to the kids, we've got to drive along that road. We can't have fear. We have to drive along that road. And we're driving along, and I'm just putting along really carefully, trying to work out where it all happened. And my kids go, "Mum, you were awesome. You drifted this roundabout. Do it again. Do it again." That's one of the things that I remember.
Oh, that's too funny. I love shared encounters because you just get these ridiculously like varied perspectives. And you're here, excuse the language, like shitting yourself. And your kids are like, yeah, mom's drifting. How rad's this?
Because we're over the event then, and they actually calmed down extremely fast. I was still highly trying to just get out of there and get home. Now, when I got home, my partner's outside, and he's got the feeling that something had gone wrong. He was about to come actually look for us. My first thing is I'm looking at the time to see if we'd lost time, and there was no lost time.
Oh, lucky. That's like rule number one of a UFO encounter, isn't it? Like, check your watch.
Yeah. It took me a while. The kids were fine. Once the thing shot up into the sky, the one child that was feeling sick was fine now, and they were really excited because, apparently mum's a hoot because they were young at that stage. But I was still highly elevated, and it took a lot for me to settle down. And like as I said, I got home and my partner was just about getting in his car because he had this feeling something was wrong.
Is your husband an empath? Because I have to ask this because he knew how you were feeling before you got there, and he got angry when there was a yowie around because I wonder if he was connecting to the yowies like vibe.
Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. It's just, you don't get that many encounters and have those feelings just out of nowhere. So, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, my three children have inherited my gift. So we attract some weird and wonderful things at times.
I could imagine.
A lot of stories. Yeah.
Karen, I would love for you to email me. So like I would love to actually feature you on a full episode because the time that I have left tonight would really not do you justice, to be honest. So if you like full open invitation in front of everyone, I would love for you to come on the show. Shoot me a message and we can, or shoot me an email, whatever you prefer. I'd love to get you on there.
I sent you a photo. Sorry, I just sent you a photo recently on Messenger of where I believe it was a yowie coming through a portal.
Oh,
was that only like on Messenger
yesterday or today?
No, it was probably about a month ago. I think it was.
Shoot it over again because I'll check it out. That sounds super cool.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see like its hands are lit up and you can see its head, and I believe it's coming through a portal. But I'll send you the photo again, and I'll send you some information.
That sounds incredible. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Because I get smashed by messages on there, so it's hard for me to always keep up. But definitely, if you shoot that through now, I'll get all over it. So actually, I'm going to see if I can get that on the screen while you're on the phone. Are you okay to hang for like 2 minutes while I kind of try to get this to work? So, and of course,
have a look for. I can't remember exactly when I did it, but I sent it to you over a month ago, probably.
All right, let's have a look. And you go by Karen on Facebook as well?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see. All right. I'm looking. Maybe I could just do a search for your name. That might be better.
Or I can send it to you again.
All right. Oh, you know what? It's not on here.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it in Messenger and I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
I'll get off the phone. I'll just say,
Okay.
keep up the good work you're doing. Great show.
I
We're all
appreciate it.
addicted. I share you constantly. So I'll get off and I'll send it to you in Messenger again.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect. No worries. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
All
Bye.
right. Cheers. Karen is the coolest. Just saying. Just saying. The drifting Yowie hunting mom who has kick-ass UFO encounters. Karen, thank you so much for calling in. Holy moly. I kid you not. I got chills so many times when she was talking. It is incredible. Karen, be my mom, please. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you know the phone lines are going to be done for tonight, just because it's just not enough time for me to get anyone on here to really dig in deep. But Karen, everyone is loving you. You are a show favorite for sure. Absolutely. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you so much for Karen for calling in and saving me, because my voice was starting to die. I'm not a very good speaker. That's why you barely hear me talk on the podcast. So yeah, thank you so much for everyone who's kind of taken part tonight. AYR is saying 2 hours, Cade. You're dreaming, AYR crew. I know that's most definitely Mr. Gary Lynn over there requesting that, because he's a madman. Let me know. We need to get Gary on the show again ASAP, because why not? Man is a fantastic human being, and it'll be great. People are asking for 2 hours. No, it's not happening. I will do longer shows if there's more people in the studio with me, but for now it's just me. So unfortunately not. Snuffy Smith. Now this is a great comment. Initial D. Absolutely. Just going through the valleys there. So if you know what initial D is, you will find that funny. So everyone's asking 2 hours. No, I'm down for 4. No, well, I'm not. You guys make me laugh. I love you very much. It's been super fantastic. Guys, if you really do like the show, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. It's the best thing you can do. Every new person that listens to the podcast, it helps it grow. So it actually goes up the charts. And it's not really, I don't care where we are on the charts. I don't really give a crap about that. But what it does do is, if it's higher in the charts, it means more people are going to find it. And that means we will get more people sharing their encounters. So if you want more people on the podcast, something literally just moved over there, and I've got chills. How cool. This is getting creepy in here, and it's so good. All right. So best thing you can do is, subscribe to the podcast, share it with a friend, get them to subscribe, get your mum's phone, get your brother's phone, get your sister's phone, get your wife's phone, subscribe on there, because it'll push us up the charts. It will help us, find potential new guests to come on the show. And yeah, honestly, it's the best thing you can do. Like, literally just share it with someone, because nothing else really matters there. If you like the show enough and you feel like you want to contribute on a financial level, you're most welcome to do that too. Head over to the website and you can join Believe Plus. It's $5 a month, and you'll get access to, I think, close to like 40 or 50 bonus episodes that aren't available to the public. Every one of these live call-in shows, all 37 of them, will be on there. They're not available anywhere else. So if you are interested in that, join up. You'll also get a whole bunch of video versions of a good chunk of the live show. So basically, what you're seeing here is going to disappear basically immediately after we're done. And the only way you'll be able to ever watch it is on Believe Plus. So $5 a month. You can cancel anytime, and hopefully you enjoy it. And there's no ads. So if you're a person who complains about the ads on the podcast, either too bad, deal with it, or pay the $5 a month and you'll get no ads. Easy done. So look, guys, this has been an absolutely fantastic episode tonight. Thank you so much for Karen for calling up. Thank you for the random ghost or whatever is bloody banging within my studio here and moving shit around. I hope it is making for some half decent entertainment on there, because my goodness, it is. I'm not going to say terrifying because I'm not going to feed into its energy. So screw you, ghost. You aren't the boss of this studio. I am. Thank you so much, guys. It has been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you tonight. Oh, quick Keg. Karen sent the pic. Okay, let's see. We might have a few minutes to have a quick look. Okay, I'm gonna hit refresh. Maybe she sent it to me personally because it's not on there. Messenger. Let's look. No, there's nothing there. Okay, maybe it was to my personal one. I'll just quickly load it up. We'll have a look. I have to go. Okay, message requests. Out of here. This is ridiculous, Karen. I don't like this at all. I'm already scared being in this damn studio, and then you're showing me these spooky ass pictures. All right. Okay, quickly get this up and let me know what you think, because all right. Someone said, I didn't say it, okay? I didn't swear. Look at this. What is this? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Yep. Something's there. Definitely seems to be something. What's going on here? That's creepy. That's a creepy photo. So glad I'm in this studio all by myself and nothing else is in here with me. Yeah, that's very, very interesting. Whatever that is, it is creepy. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. That is quite the interesting find. I don't know what to make of that. It is a great capture there, Karen. Holy moly. Karen, contact me. We're going to get you on the show ASAP, because that there is quite the image. So, guys, let me know what you think this is, because I think it's creepy. I think it's unexplainable at this stage. But holy moly, Karen, if this is on your property, I'll look at moving. To be honest, I wouldn't want that on there. Who knows if that's even a Yowie? What if that's something else? Makes the mind wonder. Very, very interesting. Thank you very much for sharing that, because I didn't need to sleep tonight. Thanks, Karen. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. We are almost bang on the hour. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I'm Cade Moyer. If you like what you hear here, subscribe to the podcast. Join Believe Plus if you want to get a copy of this for you to keep forever. And guys, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much. Oh yeah, if you want to buy some Angry Yowie coffee, definitely do that. It's my coffee. It's what's in here. So Yeah, if you are interested in that, go check it out. It's really actually very good coffee. So guys, I will see you on the next live stream. But until then, stay safe and have a fantastic weekend, because I'm going to have a fantastic weekend. Catch you later.